Among the pearl clutching from the media over Prince Harry's first visit in almost 2 years with King Charles earlier this month were the fears that Harry was going to spill the beans about the private meeting with him and his father. As it turns out, it was actually palace sources that spilled the beans to The Sun, if we are to believe their reporting. This came out over the weekend, no way back, inside Harry's meeting with King, including kisses, pic of Archie and Lilibet, and what it means for his future. This is written by the Royal Rhoda editor for The Sun. Before someone is like, how do you know that Harry isn't actually working with The Sun and pretending that he's not? Just earlier this year, Prince Harry settled out of court with Murdoch's British tabloids, including The Sun. This included a, quote, full and unequivocal apology to Harry for what it admitted were unlawful intrusions on his privacy from 1996 to 2011. Turns out not much has changed, although I can't say that what they gathered for the meeting with his father was done in an unlawful manner. Another clue that this was not Harry comes from this BBC piece, in which The Sun is quoted as saying that it reached out to the Duke's office and, quote, was given full right of reply yesterday in advance of publication and opted not to give a response to The Sun's carefully sourced account of the meeting, which is standard practice. You go to the other side and say, I have this information. Do you want to confirm or deny or add anything before this goes to print? Unless, of course,
first with that story, that relationship. Does it come from the palace?
No, I'm not saying anything about where it came
Phone call from LA, perhaps?
Not telling you anything about where it
Okay.
came from.
Did you take the story to the palace?
No.
back to the story at hand. Prince Harry was put in an unwinnable situation when The Sun reached out to him for comment. If he gives a reply before publication, he knows and his team knows that they are probably going to twist his words. Better to wait for the story to come out, put out a statement refuting it, without giving away too many details of the meeting. The flip side is, if Harry starts correcting all of the mistakes potentially in the story, he's now kind of doing what they preemptively accused him of doing, which is spilling details of the meeting to the media. In the piece, they described the meeting between father and son as distinctly formal. Apparently, Harry joked that he felt more like an official visitor, which is how it's described here. But then in the subhead, it makes it seem like he was grievously injured by this. The article goes on to say that gifts were exchanged, a picture of Lilibet and Archie for Charles, a birthday present for Harry since his birthday was a few days prior. Here's an important part. It's going to play into my educated guess on where potentially this came from. No, I don't think it's Camilla ringing up Matt Wilkinson. Quote, "The Sun understands there are no moves for father and son to be seen together in public, or for Harry to return to embark on a half-in, half-out hybrid royal role." Goes on to say, quote, "Claims circulated that Harry's visit was an attempt by him to show the king and William he can help carry the weight of public engagements have also been disputed." I mean, I think everyone realized how Harry was an asset before he did this trip, but okay. And of course, quote, "The rumors were seen as a deliberate swipe at the Prince and Princess of Wales, who have been criticized in the past for a perceived lack of public engagements." What do you mean by perceived? As in Prince William doing less engagements than his cancer-stricken father? Or how they are continuously among the lowest number of total engagements for the year? Why perceived? That's a rhetorical question. Back to the half-in, half-out solution. Knowing what we know about how the palace operates, if there are rumors that they do not like, they are going to get out there and preemptively squash it, whether this was actually a topic of discussion or not. So who wouldn't want that? Who doesn't benefit from this positive spotlight on Harry and potentially him returning to the royal fold, which I do not see happening, especially not when Prince William begins his reign. Camilla is the one that people bring up. I don't think that makes sense because the Daily Mail is more her bag. Also, Charles and Camilla share a press secretary who also happened to be a former Daily Mail editor. So if someone close to her slipped the info to the Sun to try and further drive a wedge between Charles and his youngest son, that would mean some serious infighting and disagreement on how to proceed is happening within the House of Windsor. Or that perhaps, similar to Queen Elizabeth near the end of her life, men in gray have way more control than they let on. In terms of William, positive press coverage of Harry doesn't help William, as Tom Sykes of the Daily Beast laid plainly in a piece. No surprise that he sees his brother as competition. Plus, if father and son are seen as making up, it doesn't necessarily make William look great. It also doesn't help his team, who have desperately tried to paint William and his father as in lockstep from the jump, which we've had reporting for years now that is not the case.